when we do applications, the information put input on the application is also um, used side by side with different government agencies, IRS, different things of that nature. So they look at Social Security, income, all sorts of things. If you get the data matching issue and they're eligible, means coverage can still go active on the effective date, again, as long as the binder payment is paid. But it is saying that documents are needed to keep the premium tax credit and to maintain enrollment. So, for example, someone fills out their application, their income is a lot lower than it was before, what previous government agencies have reflected on their end. You submit the application, and boom, you get an eligibility notice with a DMI saying, provide proof of income. Now, what I like to do, if possible, I like to gather that information during our appointment, during the enrollment, for a couple reasons. One, it keeps the cleanup, keeps things a little cleaner. You don't have to go set up another appointment. You don't have to chase them down. You don't have to follow up a ton. If they have access to give you the DMI information right then and there, take it. Take the extra 5 minutes, whether it's an email or you teach them how to submit it themselves, take it. We'll go a little more into DMIs, and I do want to make mention of something called an SVI. Not sure, a lot of agents, it's new to a lot of agents, so we'll discuss what an SVI is and why that's important. Next thing that you'll get on an eligibility result, ineligible. Pretty straightforward. That means they don't qualify for subsidies or the enrollment is denied based on income, citizenship. Maybe it's outside the open enrollment, no um, special enrollment period they're eligible for. Regardless what the case is, they're not eligible to enroll in a plan. That's pretty straightforward when you get that eligibility notice. Pending. This is where the SVI comes into play. Pending is an application still requires verification. So I don't know if any of you have seen SVIs up to this point, but if you submit an application during an SEP and let's say you put that they lost qualifying coverage, maybe they lost COBRA or they lost a job-based health plan, Medicaid, whatever the case is, you put on there that they lost coverage. Now, you can submit the application. However, it's going to request proof of the SEP. So that's going to be a official letter of the plan in this scenario, a letter of the plan that they were on expiring or they're losing coverage. With a DMI, they typically give you 90 to 95 days. With an SVI, they typically give you a week. Reason is that plan does not go effective until that enrollment is verified. They want to make sure that this person actually lost coverage. It is to protect from fraud, from false applications going in. So we can go into that a little further. So how to read the eligibility determination letter? Immediately after you submit the application, sorry, there's someone going on in the Q&A chat. We'll get to those here in a minute. It looks like Anna is answering those live. Thank you. Okay, where to find it? Right after you submit the application, whether it's through healthcare.gov, whether it is through um, Health Sherpa, wherever you do the enrollment, an eligibility determination letter will come afterward. Biggest thing is it will pop up. You are required to click view eligibility notice or eligibility results. Biggest things to focus on, especially with households. Always check the household eligibility results. Some members might be eligible, some might not be eligible. So list each person's coverage and subsidy status. Look for any notes about required action or follow-up. Next thing, what you need to do. This is the most important section for DMIs. It's going to tell you we need this satisfied. It will list exactly what documents are needed. So if it's proof of citizenship, if it's proof of income, proof of whatever the case, Medicaid, losing Medicaid, whatever the case is, it will tell you exactly what document you need. If it's a DMI, typically it is a 90 day from the date of the letter. How you submit the documents, you are provided instructions for uploading documents or mailing them. Here's my thing. I like to do it myself because I know one, how to do it, two, I know it'll get done. I don't like to give a ton of opportunity for the client to go in there and upload it themselves. If they're persistent and they really want to, that's not a problem. But it's easiest if you can just help them. You're here to bridge the gap between them and the federal marketplace or the state-based marketplace. So your job is to bridge that gap. So if you can take one more thing off them, that's great. If it's one less thing they need to do, they'll appreciate it. I always, always, always recommend uploading instead of mailing. Biggest reason is just accuracy and speed, especially if it's an SVI. If you have to mail that document, it can take some time. You want to make sure that they're getting approved for coverage. With a DMI, a data matching issue, you want to make sure that that client's not going to lose their premium tax credit. I've had a client before who I followed up, followed up, followed up. Whatever the case was, I could not get back in touch with them. The data matching issue had hit the 90 days. They ended up losing their premium tax credit. They were on a really subsidized plan, probably paying $40 a month for a silver level plan. Long story short, the DMI was not satisfied. Client ended up needing to pay like $450 for their premium. Didn't have the funds on their card. The payment did not go through. It lapsed. I tried to get in touch with them. Plan canceled. I tried. When I say I tried, you guys, I tried a lot.